empowerment, education to healthcare, governance and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. People's Voice. Mondays through Thursdays, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Join the conversation and make your voice count. Exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more.
Join me on Sundays every 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Voice of the People TV.
Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy. Are you ready to connect with distinguished Nigerians around the world? The Diaspora Perspective is here to share the views of Nigerians in the diaspora on burning issues.
From the street of New York, the royal cities of London, and the bustling cities of Europe, Voice of the People television brings to you a roundtable and collage of interesting views from Nigerians in diaspora.
Join the host of the show and some Nigerians in diaspora, Dr. Damages, the flagship, Show, and KJ, as they discuss the experiences, challenges, and triumphs of Nigerians living abroad.
Discussing and analyzing every theme from politics, culture, policies, career success, and how Nigerians are staying connected to their roots. Showing every Saturday by 2 p.m. West African time and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard
Hello and welcome to the news on Voice of the People TV. I am Jerry Apeloi.
I am Vivian Oguche.
And before we begin the news, kindly visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. And now to the headlines. President Tinubu embarks on 2-week walking visit to France.
The tribunal dismisses Action Alliance's petition against Governor Okpebholo.
Deputy Senate President Barrow donates 16 million naira to victims.
Natasha accuses Akpabio Bello of using fake constituents to initiate her recall process.
NAFDAC reopens Onitsha drug markets, issues fresh conditions to traders.
Reconstruction exercise shuts down Lagos.
Now the foreign scene, the Myanmar military announces temporary ceasefire.
Well, in business news, Naira gains as currency reserves jump to 3-year high.
In sports, Super Eagles star Simon nominated for Best African Player Award in France.
And in the world of entertainment, Ashake's Lungu Boy wins Best Performing Album of 2024. Now in the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu will later today depart for Paris strategic retreat to evaluate midterm achievements and chart a course for the administration's second anniversary. Onanuga also disclosed in the statement that during his time in Paris, President Tinubu will review the progress of ongoing reforms and engage in strategic planning to deepen national development priorities.
Away from that report, the Edo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja has dismissed the petition filed by the Action Alliance and Adekule Omoaje against the election of Governor Monday Okpebholo, the All Progressive Congress, and the Independent National Election Commission. In his judgment, the petition describing it as lacking merit and frivolous. In his judgment, the tribunal ruled that Omoaje lacked the legal standing. He did not participate in the election. It also held that his claims, which stemmed from his non-recognition as the AA's national chairman by INEC at 2022. Okpebholo's victory in the September 21-2024 governorship election, alleging corrupt practices and non-compliance with the Electoral Act.
Elsewhere, Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Barrow Jibrin, has donated 16 million naira to families of the 16 travelers who were
point directly to Bello as Akpotiuduaghan also described the recall attempt as a continuation of Bello's political vendetta against her person.
In the meantime, the Social Democratic Party in Kogi State has criticized Governor Usman Ododo over the ban on rallies and public gatherings in the state. Kogi SDP Press Secretary Isaiah Ijele, in a statement, quoted the party chairman Ahmed Atta as describing the ban as an attack on democratic principles and a blatant attempt to silence opposition voices. Atta said the ban violates the constitutional rights to freedom of movement and association, warning that Kogi is not at war and that the government should focus on development rather than suppression.
Moving on, the management and staff of NNPCL Limited have welcomed the newly appointed Group Chief Executive Officer Bayo Ojulari and the Board of Directors. Recall that President Bola Tinubu appointed Ojulari to replace Mele Kyari in the early hours of today, while also restructuring the NNPCL board. The company's spokesman, Olufemi Shoneye, said in a statement that the management and staff of the NNPCL thanked Kyari and the former board members for their services to the company.
Meanwhile, reactions are trailing the removal of Mele Kyari as the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company by President Bola Tinubu. Speaking today on VOP TV flagship breakfast show, VOP This Morning, Public Affairs Analyst Felix Pascal stressed that the president should focus on competence and quality service delivery rather than tribal or ethnic considerations in making appointments. He also advised the presidency against merging the role of the Minister of Petroleum Resources with that of the president, emphasizing the importance of proper division of labor to ensure efficiency and tangible results in the sector.
Still in the news, the Director General of the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, Mojisola Adeyeye, has announced the reopening of Onitsha Head Bridge Drug Market, popularly known as Ogbogu. NAFDAC also announced that shop owners must meet strict administrative conditions before the reopening of their shops to prevent a recurrence of the issues that led to the closure. Adeyeye disclosed in a statement that shop owners are required to complete documentation and clearance procedures before their shops could be unsealed. She also disclosed that a dedicated NAFDAC desk has been established to facilitate the process efficiently, ensuring compliance with regulatory standards.
Moving on, Lagos, Nigeria's commercial capital, was today under lockdown by traffic as a result of the sharp closure of a critical bridge and an early morning heavy downpour in the city. The ever-busy Victoria Island and Ikoyi were the worst hit by the Independence Bridge closure, with most streets witnessing heavy traffic. This followed the repair work on the Independence Bridge, which started on Tuesday, the 1st of April 2025, and then the Echo Bridge. The 2 months repair work will last till the end of May 2025. A combination of this repair work and early morning rain in some parts of the city threw the entire city into chaos as traffic gridlock caused slow movement. Reports say most commuters spent upwards of 6 hours on distances that ordinarily would take them 2 to 3 hours. Transport fare also shot up by over 100%.
You're still watching the 9 p.m. news and Voice of the People TV. More stories after this break. Welcome back. Manufactured attack drones, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, said it was a major landmark in the nation's journey towards self-reliance in defense technology and a significant step in strengthening national security capabilities. The CDS added that the development of the combat drones is a timely intervention as efficiency of drones is critical in gathering intelligence and executing decisive actions against threats in an era where security threats are increasingly complex and asymmetric. Also speaking at the event, the governor of Plateau State, Caleb Mutwang, said that it would be difficult for Nigeria to record sustainable growth until it starts recognizing and patronizing its local products.
Well, away from that report, Nigeria Customs has described a recent report on the tenure extension of Controller General Bashir Adeniyi as false and misleading. Customs National Public Relations Officer Abdullahi Maiwada stated in a statement that appointments and tenure extensions for the position of Controller General of Customs are made solely at the discretion of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Maiwada added that Adeniyi will not be distracted by such a fake report, adding that the Customs Controller remains aimed at modernizing customs operations, strengthening interagency collaboration, and enhancing national economic growth.
Moving on, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has approved the employment of 34 resident doctors. The newly appointed employed doctors are the first batch of the 60 medical residency trainees in 8 faculties and specialties across the FCT hospitals. Senior Special Assistant to the FCT Minister on Public Communications and Social Media, Lere Olayinka, who discussed this in a statement, stated that the initiative would bring in more competent medical professionals to improve healthcare delivery.
On a sad note now, 2 persons have been confirmed dead in a boat accident in the Creek of Bayelsa State. The accident occurred when a speedboat collided with a fishing boat at Akidi Community Waterfront in Sagbama local government area of the state. The chairman of the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria in Bayelsa State, Ogoniba Ipigasi, confirmed the incident. Comrade Ipigasi stated that the union was alerted to the accident and the communication challenge hampered their rescue operations as the network was challenging in the area.
April 2 of each year is World Autism Awareness Day. In this report, VOP TV's Rhoda Johnny brings us up to speed on activities lined up to commemorate this year's event in Benin City.
April is dedicated to increasing understanding and promoting acceptance and fostering worldwide support for individuals with autism spectrum disorder (ASD). The theme for this year is Celebrating Differences, Autism Awareness Work to Foster Inclusion and Support. In commemoration of this year's event, the convener of the Candlelight Foundation, Iziko Iyori Joy, held a roadwork sensitization to advocate for early diagnosis and intervention for children with autism. According to her, providing practical strategies for autism support aimed to break down stigmas surrounding autism and provide a platform for individuals and families affected by the condition to share their experiences and connect with others. Dr. Poma Eniola, a mother with 2 autistic children, expressed concern for autistic children while encouraging parents to be more proactive in providing autistic children with the needed care and support. On his part, Boyo Kevin, a school administrator, emphasized the need to create a public awareness regarding children with autism. The highlight of the work was the expression of gratitude by participants and make a difference in the lives of individuals with autism. The event was organized in collaboration with local autism support groups and organizations and was made possible through the efforts of dedicated volunteers and sponsors.
We are sensitizing the general public about what autism is and what autism is not, and how they can go about it. So we are preaching the gospel of autism, and we're trying to make people understand that autism is not a sickness, it's not a disease, it's a developmental condition that people living with it see the world in a different view. We are celebrating their differences today. So the fact that their brain perceives things in a different way from us does not mean that that's the end of their life. So we are trying to make the general public understand this so that they will be able to support people living with autism on their journey, and also to make parents also know that if they see that their children are not achieving their development,
my advice to parents is to please don't be scared. They should seek for help when they notice something different about their child. It is not autism is not a death sentence. It's not a sickness. It's something that can be managed if you start early.
This awareness is to tell people that there is something called autism, and for them to understand it. When you see that your child is having some delay in their developmental milestone, especially when it comes to social interaction, all you need to do is visit a specialist, visit a hospital who will direct you on a therapist that can give proper interventions.
From Benin, Brother Johnny reporting for VOP TV.
Well, Rhoda, thank you for that report. Coming up next, foreign, business, entertainment, sports news after the show break. Stay with us. Well, you're welcome back. On the foreign scene now, Myanmar's military has announced a temporary ceasefire to speed up relief and reconstruction efforts following last week's devastating earthquake. In a statement, the ruling junta's State Administration Council said the deal will be in effect from the 2nd of April to the 22nd of April. Earlier this week, rebel groups fighting the military unilaterally declared a ceasefire to support relief efforts. The military had refused to do the same until Wednesday's announcement. At least 2,886 people are now known to have been killed after the magnitude 7.7 earthquake struck last Friday. Hundreds of people are still missing. The earthquake was also felt hundreds of miles away in neighboring countries like Thailand, where the death toll currently stands at 21. Myanmar has been gripped by violence amid a civil war between the junta, which seized power in a 2021 coup, and ethnic militias and resistance forces across the country.
As well, Wisconsin voters have elected a Democratic-backed judge to serve on the state Supreme Court, according to projections, following the most expensive judicial election in U.S. history. Susan Crawford is on course to beat conservative rival Brad Schimmel, which would keep intact the 4-3 liberal control of the Midwestern state's highest court. President Donald Trump's billionaire advisor Elon Musk was a prominent fundraiser in the campaign and was the subject of Democratic attack advertisements. More than $100 million was spent by the candidate and their allies, including $20 million by Musk. The result is expected to have far-reaching implications.
Security zones. The Israeli military said it targeted Hamas terrorists hiding there. Overnight strikes across Gaza killed at least 20 more people, according to local hospitals. The civil defense said its first responders recovered the bodies of 12 people, including children and women, from a home in the southern Khan Yunis area. The civil defense said the strike in Jabalia hit 2 rooms in a clinic run by the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, which was being used as a shelter.
This report says Heathrow Airport was warned about the resilience of its power supply in the days before a fire which shut down the airport for more than a day last month. Nigel Wikin, Chief Executive of Heathrow Airline Operators Committee, a group representing airlines, told lawmakers that they spoke to Heathrow twice in the week before the closure on 21 March. He questioned why the airport was closed as long as it was and why it was not more prepared, considered its importance.
Still on foreign stories, the U.S. State Department has revoked visas held by members of a Mexican band for glorifying a drug kingpin. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau said the band, Les Alegre de Barranco, had projected an image of El Mencho onto a screen at a recent concert in Mexico. El Mencho, whose real name is Nemesio Oseguera Ramos, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, which is one of the most feared transnational drug trafficking gangs.
And out of business, where Nigerians naira climbed the most against the dollar in 2 weeks after the central bank said the net foreign exchange reserves climbed to the highest in more than 3 years. The local unit appreciated 0.6% to 1,530 naira as of 11:15 a.m. local time in Lagos on the Wednesday, according to spot trading on BMAT, tracked by Bloomberg, the biggest gain since March 18 and the strongest exchange rate in almost a month. Net foreign currency reserves rose almost sixfold to $23 billion by December from a year earlier after authorities curbed liabilities, including swaps and forward obligations, to rebuild market confidence, the Central Bank of Nigeria said in a statement. The country's gross reserves rose for a third day to $38.33 billion as of March 27, according to latest data tracked by Bloomberg. By strengthening reserves, the central bank hopes to rebuild confidence in the foreign exchange market and increase reserve buffers, it said.
Well, elsewhere in business, Tesla sales have fallen to their lowest level in 3 years after a backlash against its boss, Elon Musk. The electric car maker delivered almost 337,000 electric vehicles in the first 3 months of 2025, a 13% drop from a year ago. Tesla shares tumbled after the release of the unexpectedly low sales numbers. The cars face increasing competition from Chinese firm BYD, but experts believe Musk's controversial role in the Trump administration have had an effect too. The firm has blamed the drop on the transition to a new version of its most popular car.
And now to sports, where Nantes winger Moses Simon has been nominated for the Best African Player in the French Ligue 1. Simon, who has been one of the top performers for Nantes this season, the 29-year-old has scored 7 goals and 8 assists in 25 league appearances for Nantes in the current campaign. Vincent Inyama was the first Nigerian to win the prestigious award in the 2013-2014 season. Forward Victor Osimhen also claimed the award in 2019-2020 campaign.
Well, still in sports, the Premier League is set to implement semi-automated offside technology starting on 12 April 2025. The new technology, designed to enhance the accuracy, speed, and consistency of offside decisions, aims to significantly improve the fan experience and increase transparency in match officiating. A Premier League representative explained that the technology aims to reduce delays and improve decision-making efficiency by automating key processes. Semi-automated offside technology uses advanced technology to streamline the process of determining offside during matches. The system deploys up to 30 cameras installed in stadiums, capturing footage at 100 frames per second.
In the world of entertainment, Turntable Charts has awarded Asake with the Best Performing Album of 2024. His album, Lungu Boy, which Asake released on the 9th of August 2024, is the third studio album of the two-time Grammy nominee. Lungu Boy, which spent multiple consecutive weeks on the Turntable Charts, is Asake's third project to be granted this award. The album, Lungu Boy, got debuted at the top spot and spent 15 consecutive weeks at the #1 spot of the chart, breaking a record of most weeks spent by an album.
Still entertainment, but outside the shores of Nigeria now. Jay-Z, Beyonce, and LeBron James are among several high-profile names mentioned in a wild new rape lawsuit filed against Diddy. A man by the name of Manzari Joseph claims that he was raped, sexually assaulted, and humiliated at one of the Bad Boy Boss alleged freak-off parties in April 2015. The suit alleged that the assault took place when Diddy was hosting a birthday party for his son Christian Combs at Emilio and Gloria Estefan's mansion in Miami, USA.
And that's it on the 9 p.m. news. Before we go a quick look at the headlines, we told you earlier that President Tinubu embarks on a 2-week working visit to France.
Also, Edo Tribunal dismisses Action Alliance's petition against Governor Pebolo.
And Deputy Senate President Barrow donates 16 million naira to families of victims.
Natasha accuses Akpabio of Bello of using fake constituents to initiate her recall process.
And NAFDAC reopens Onitsha drug market, issues fresh conditions to traders.
Also, we told you that reconstruction exercise has shut down Lagos.
Now the foreign scene, Miami military announces temporary ceasefire.
In business, Naira gains as currency reserves jump 3 years.
In sports, Super Eagles star Moses Simon nominated for Best African Player Award in France.
In the world of entertainment, Ashake's Lungu Boy wins Best Performing Album of 2024. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV. And other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. I'm Vivian Uguche.
And I'm Jerry Appioi.
Good evening.